Yes, you do create your own reality, and I'm going to show you how. Hey, it's Lenny Wennerstrom, and I am here to help you to find your purpose. That is my intention for this channel. So what I'm doing with this book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose by Dr. Shad Helmstetter. I love the guy. So people talk about creating your own reality a lot. I talk about that you create your own reality, that I create my own reality. We talk about that a lot. But how do you create your own reality when things seem like you can touch this and cheers and taste that? Cheers, it's organic. No PFAS and all that, and sparkling water plus natural, organic. Anyway, how do you create your own reality? So let's read. This is day 285, 81 days left in the year, 77.87% complete with 2024. So October 11th. I did this video and it was so wonderful. You know how people say that, I mean, it's been said, people, I don't know what people, but a lot of people, and I've even said it too, that when something doesn't work, maybe the next version would be better, or the next thing that you do is better. Well, hopefully this will be better, although it was pretty darn good. So for October 11th, and I recorded it last night. So yesterday was the 11th, but so I'm recording it again for you because it did not record. So let's read you the video. I should say it recorded, but the sound did not sound. So let's read this one for today. I know I will become what I create in the thoughts I focus on most. When it comes to my dreams, my hopes, and my belief in myself, I choose to dream, believe I can, step forward, and make a difference. That's what I choose to create. We talk a lot about choice, and in this video, I'm really going to show you how you create your own reality, how you change your perspective. And right here, I pretty much just said it. We're going to spin this around. Dr. Shad Helmstetter had it right, as in most things. You know, you will become what you create in the thoughts you focus on most. When it comes to your dreams, your hopes, and your belief in yourself, you choose to dream, believe you can, step forward, and make a difference. That's what you choose to create. I love this. I always say it's so powerful and so empowering. So here's the deal. I'm just gonna break this down for you, because how do you create your own reality? You already know that what you focus on most is where you place your energy. Wherever you place your attention, that's where you place your energy. That's where it flows. You know that because when you sit down and get very focused on something that you want to do, putting together a puzzle, making dinner, creating a new recipe, putting together a table from IKEA, or whatever it is, when you sit down, start reading the directions and put it together and get it from start to finish, you have focused on that, and that's where you put your energy, and you've created whatever that is. You have created it. That has become into your reality. So, and before that, by the way, if you look at this garden, and this is one of the things I talked about in my video that didn't come to fruition, but and a little bit I think for the 10th, but Steve had an idea of this garden, and it's getting a little dark, but he had an idea of putting the greenhouse together. He put the maple tree that turns red, and exactly where he placed it in the garden. He had the idea of the little deck, and then everything behind, which is really, really beautiful, way back there. So he had the idea of what it would look like. It was an idea. And then he sketched it out and how it would look, or actually I sketched it out because I couldn't see his vision. And so I was like, okay, you want rose bushes over there, you want the little, you want that over there, the fountain, you want the rose bushes, you want the grill, like all that space. And then even like you could see, like this is Lynette's, but see in the house there's the little, all that he did, that whole deck, or we did, but all of it, that was a thought. That was, let's do this. It'll look really pretty when we do this. That is a thought. And then we placed our energy, like for me, it was writing it, putting it out. Okay, this bush, this is going to be this bush. This will flower in the fall. This will flower in the spring. This is going to flower all summer long. These are the veggies or the fruits or whatever that we're going to have in the garden, in the greenhouse. This is how we're going to do it. This is over years. It wasn't like everything in at once, but each project, it was, this is how the garden's going to look, and here's how the retaining wall will be, and all of that. That was a thought. When I talk to you about creating your own reality, you create your reality by focusing on what it is that you want and putting your energy there. Any person who understands quantum physics, quantum mechanics, who understands in the science side and spiritually, just understanding that where you place your focus, energy flows. It's not that energy flows, it's that you, wherever you put your attention, that's where the energy, that's where you place your energy. And that is when I talk about creating your goals and bringing from the invisible into the visible. Like this whole garden, this whole thing did not exist, and now it does. So we brought from the invisible, from a thought, from Steve's thought of my hubby, what this could look like over the years, and how it would look in the fall and the summer and the spring and all the, and all of that, and even in the winter. Like what would still be evergreen, what would still, give some coverage or some niceness to the, some, whatever it was that we wanted. And here it is. Here it is. So that's what I'm talking about, creating your own reality. You can focus on, and I'm going to break this down, but you can truly focus on being fearful, like you could focus on politics and be fearful of shortages of food, of money, of resources of any kind, of what's going to happen if someone is elected. You can focus on, and whatever you focus on, you're going to find more of that. You're going to create that because you're vibrating at that frequency. So the people, the things, the places, all of that, that vibrates at that frequency. So there you are. So, and then also we talk about beliefs. So I'm going to, all of this, I'm hoping this is making sense to you. So I'm going to break this down now from, I know I will become what I create in the thoughts I focus on most. I know I will become what I create in the thoughts I focus on most. I'm going to use the garden. We focused on this for a whole summer. We focused on over the years, but we focused on building this patio. We focused on the retaining wall. We focused on that for a whole summer, and we got it done. We focused on it, and we got it done. That's what we were focusing on most, Steve and I, many years ago. And now, voila, here it is, okay? If we wouldn't have focused on it, would it be here? No, we created that in our reality. So I hope you're getting what I'm saying. The power of your thinking is powerful and empowering when you get it. So this is why I say, and this is why I constantly suggest strongly to you and encourage you to download the Positive Self-Talk, that app, because it's a self-talk language. How does that apply here? If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That's how it works. So the quote attributed to Henry Ford, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Because if you think that you can do something, like if Steve had this big vision, to me, I was overwhelmed. I was like, how would you know the colors in the fall, and how do you know that plant will bloom in the spring, and how, I mean, I get it when they plant, when they bloom, but how, the biggest one to me was where we placed this little deck, and I still marvel at the maple tree that turns red, exactly where he put it, how far from the deck, without it being a problem. The man has vision. So he knew he could. He had the confidence and the competence to do it, and I had the strength to dig and do the things that needed to do between the two of us. So, and the belief in him that it could happen. So it's truly, when that self-talk, if you think you can or think you can't, whether you think you can or can't, you're absolutely correct. So your self-talk, the brain, neuroplasticity, I love it. It's so powerful because when you understand the power of your brain, just fueling absolutely everything you do, whether you do it fully right, it to the best of your ability or not, that is up to you. Where you place your focus, not only does energy flow, but that's where you place your energy. Wherever you place your attention, that's where your energy goes, and that's what you create or not. And you might place it on something that is like on a person. Say you're obsessing over someone, maybe a celebrity, and you want to look just like them, or a man or a woman that you really love, but they don't love you back, and you're obsessing over it, and you're feeling rejected, and you're feeling like, I'm talking about now on a negative side, something that you are creating. What are you creating with that? Because where you've placed your focus, now you've placed your focus on a person, place, or thing, and now it doesn't feel good because it hasn't come to fruition. But what's happening is because now you've placed your focus on something that is not beneficial for you, and because you're not in control of another person, and so then it creates drama and there's a lack in it, rather than, because you cannot put your free will on someone else. I mean, you can, but typically if if someone's not, chained to the bed and does whatever you say or something, you know what I mean? If they're like put in a dungeon as a prisoner, then they'll probably do what you say, but they'll be very resistant and won't care for you, and I mean, all these kinds of things. So I mean, I'm just talking about the basic humans. I'm kind of giving you just like these extreme of like things that work, that don't work. So I mean, for the human experience, I teach practical spirituality. Practical spirituality is the spiritual journey, and then the human experience. I focus a lot on this channel, on what I'm doing here for finding your purpose, on the human journey, with a lot of the spiritual, because we are all of that. We are spirit. We are always spirit, because everything that animates me to move my hands and breathe and talk and move my eyes and think and all of that flowing through me just automatically, that's spirit. That's what animates me. That's what animates you. That's spirit, like breathing. Where did that come from? You can't duplicate that. I mean, you can get a machine that duplicates that, but could you create a human that does all that? That's spirit just flowing through us. And then, but the human experience, that is filled with a lot of choices, a lot of placing your energy, placing your focus on things so that you can create what it is that you want. So when it comes to my dreams, that's your vision. What are you seeing in your dreams? When it comes to my dreams, my hopes and my belief in myself. Let's talk about the belief in yourself. That is the self-talk. That, when you believe in yourself, that's self-esteem. That's living a quality life. That's, for the most part, you can do it. Like Steve knew that he could put all this together, and it would look like a magical, enchanted garden with all the colors in the spring, the summer, the fall, even in the winter. He knew what it was going to look like in his mind's eye. It was me that put it on paper, because I couldn't quite get where the things were going. But he saw it in his vision, and he kept visioning, and then he would change the vision a little bit, and he had envisioned it for quite a while. Like, he had it before we started it all. He had the vision and said, this is what I want it to look like. So that is, he had that vision and the belief in himself, and then it's like, you believe you can step forward and make a difference. So step forward, meaning he actually took action, and then he made a difference. Ta-da! Or we did. And here's this enchanted garden. So I use this as an example so you can see the things that you have created in your life. They were a thought. And then, or maybe you had a vision of something. So you had a thought, and then you had this vision of something that could be. Maybe that you were going to graduate with a master's, or even just graduate college, or you're going to have this beautiful car, beautiful family, beautiful home. And then now you have it. So whatever it is, or wherever you're at in that you have the vision, and then so when it comes to your dreams, your hopes, and your belief in yourself, so you believe, so your self-talk says, I can do this, I got it. I can do this. Might take me 5 years, but I got it. So You choose to dream, believe you can, step forward, and make a difference. Basically, you believe you can, you started taking action, did it, and you made a difference. And that's what you choose to create. That's how you create your own reality. This is exactly how you create your own reality. If you focus, whatever you focus on the most, that's where you're placing your attention. We talked about placing your attention. That's where you're placing your energy. And that's what you are creating, no matter what it is, whether it be positive, negative, or somewhere in between. The more you focus, like say you're very angry with someone, then, and you're driving, we talked about this too, like road rage. And remember, I use myself as an example. So I used to always say, wherever you are, I'm not. I would say that all the time because I would be like so impatient with other drivers, especially if I was in a hurry. I was like, wherever you are, I'm not. And I'd be really upset. And it's like, and I try and get around them and all this. I didn't really get into road rage. There were a couple of times, I suppose, where it was like, I better back off. But that was a long time ago. But still, I saw a lot of people getting in my way. People getting in my way, right? This was the way I saw it. They were getting in my way. They were going slow. They were aggressive, or they tried to cut me off. Or, when I was trying to get by one would speed up so I couldn't get on the other side of it. That was my vibration, and that's what I was creating. That's the energy I was putting out. Where did I place my focus? On getting somewhere in a hurry, and everybody, by gosh, better get out of the way because these are horrible drivers. I'm the best driver in the world, and they should get out of my way. I was placing I had the expectation that I was going to run into people who were going to stop me in my tracks, and by gosh, no matter what, I was going to get by, and so that's how I started. And remember, one of the things that I shared with you, that I started driving with love and compassion. I'd get in the car, and this also has been quite a while, and I started saying, I drive, and I smile. I was like, I drive with love and compassion, or I drive with love and compassion. And I start off, and it is rare that I get until I go into the 3D world and have that old version of Lenny pops up, it does not happen very often. And when it does, I can let me give, just all this liquid love, liquid energy of compassion energy, just fill myself with that for the human experience. And then it's like I drive with love and compassion. So I get in the car, I drive with love and compassion. Many times when I'm in a hurry for other things, it's like I walk with love and compassion. When I'm dealing with Steve, it's because with the delirium and stuff, I am here with love and compassion. Doesn't always work in the human experience, but I mean, but it sets the tone and stage for you to move yourself forward. And for the driving, it works almost every single time. In fact, it rarely doesn't work. I'm only referring to Steve when I say it doesn't happen every time because there might be another trigger. My self-talk, I'm working with the self-talk. So that, I'm going to read it again, and I hope that you get that you create your own reality, but this is how you create it. You place your focus on what you want. And again, I tell you that, like, no matter what, your programs are what make you. So this whole thing about you, whether you're, say, in the United States, Republican or Democrat, or you're rich or you're poor, or you're black or you're white, or you're fat or you're skinny, all of these things, it's how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself, how you perceive others, how you judge something to be, even like colors, like red light and green light, or just red and white, or whatever. It really is when you focus wherever. I've used the example that your programs, they literally are programs, and you can change those programs. So no matter what you're thinking, say that that you are, you believe that all products from China are bad, and that just because of whatever the thing, you believe that. So that's a belief, and so from what is going to be your attitude. That this is a program, by the way, that you have now accepted as yours. You may have gotten it from your parents or from everyone around you, siblings, people that you like, but so say you you're thinking like that. And then just know that this is a program, and you can change that program. It's not, whether you believe that all products from China, or that you don't want to buy anything from China, made in China, or really any other place. It's really all a program which you can change. So, and a lot of times you can use that with politics. I'm going a little deep, but it's not deep. What I'm trying to show you is, let's just say that right now you're a Republican or you're a Democrat. Let's just use politics because it's so clear in politics, the separation of, like, you're this and I'm that, so I'm right and you're wrong. That is separation, and that just separates us spiritually because we are one. So I'm using this because then your view of what your belief, your dreams, and how am I going into this reality, like you create your own reality. You're going to think that, say that it's Republicans and you cannot stand Republicans, and because you're a Democrat. And so then you have an attitude. Remember, we talked about this. Here's the programs. Then here's the programs create the belief. The belief creates the attitude. The attitude creates the feelings, and the feelings create your behaviors or your actions, and your behaviors and actions create your results, the outcome. And I'm going to use my own, and before I finish this up, just to show you how that works. And I really caught myself. So whether you believe or not in COVID, right? So this is something that, and you can judge me if you'd like, but just know, in judgment, we're creating separation. But I'm going to show you exactly how I noticed just this morning how that worked for me, like how it flowed, and I was able to back myself out of that and actually understand it, be so aware of it. It was like, wow, this is so clear to me. So, one, I don't believe in COVID. I just don't. I don't believe that there is a virus. I don't believe in viruses. I do not believe in the germ theory. These are just me. These are my beliefs that I choose, and I love these beliefs. Like, they are very, very strong within me. And so, just like they may be opposite for you, you might totally believe in the germ theory. You might totally believe in viruses, and you might like, I'm saying this, and it might just like be pegging you, like, yeah, you're an idiot, Lenny. Of course there are viruses. There have been viruses for thousands of years, and and then maybe you might look at the work of Dr. Tom Cowan or Rudolf Steiner or something like that. But just don't judge this on. I mean, well, do whatever you'd like. But here's the point. So I'm looking at myself. This is just an example. So in where Steve is at, all of a sudden they had a COVID, a case of COVID. And I happen to know, in my belief, that the testing for COVID is not valid. And so this is, again, my belief and my own research and all of that, how they test for it. So here's what happens. Here are my programs. My programs, COVID doesn't exist, viruses don't exist, and so I've got all that. As crazy as I might sound to you, I'm just going to show you the process. So then I have to go and they're doing temperature, so they take the temperature, and I feel like that's a violation. I just feel like that's a violation for someone to know what my temperature is, because there's HIPAA, right? And like, how is somebody supposed to know? Why do I want someone to know what my temperature is? Well, you could say all day long, well, because you might be spreading viruses. Well, I don't believe in viruses. I definitely believe in bacteria and things. But here's the point, and I believe in that there are things that get into our system. Call them exosomes that are already in the system. Call it inflammation. Call it whatever you want. But I believe differently. And so here I am going to a place, and I'm going into this long because I really want you to understand what happens. What happened. So yesterday they took my temperature. The day before they took my temperature, and with everything within me going today, I was like, I did not want to go into that rehab center. And it's like, what you resist persists. Oh my gosh. So I was like, okay, what am I doing? And it was, my programs are, I don't believe in COVID. I don't believe in viruses. Okay, that's a program. So then what happened? Then, there's the program, which is the belief. So there's my belief, because the programs are, this doesn't exist, and there it goes. This doesn't exist. This is, whatever. So then there's my belief that it doesn't, that these things do not exist. So then here comes my attitude, and my attitude is pretty crappy. I told Lynette, I was like, it's a SHITTY attitude. Like, I've got a SHITTY attitude about this. And I did. It was like the resistance and everything. And then so there's my attitude, it's just like it's very low frequency, right? And because I feel like I've been violated by seeing what my health is. And then for their own reasons. And then there are my feelings about it. So my feelings are feeling violated, feeling stressed, feeling uncomfortable, feeling just really not wanting to go, very unhappy about it. Like, these are all my low frequency. I'm just showing you how this goes. So the feelings, and then my behaviors. So my behavior, like, I have to actually lean forward so that they can scan. And so my behavior is one, like, I'm not very friendly. At least I don't feel friendly. And my behaviors are resistant and not very kind. Not unkind, but just like barely making it through. This was yesterday. And I know I'm on October 11th, so it was on October 11th, because this is for today. Today is actually October 12th, but I missed because the video didn't record. But anyway, this is for October 11th. So that's what happened on October 11th. And then, so my actions, my behaviors and my actions, and the outcome was I was incredibly unhappy. Like, it took me hours. There was hours to come down from that like did not feel right. Like, yesterday was not a good day for me. Yeah, look at that. Yesterday, look at my program. Yesterday was not a good day for me. But you see it unfolding. You can see exactly the belief, the programs, the belief. Maybe I should go this way for you, but the programs, the belief that create the attitude, that create the feelings, which create the actions or the behaviors, which create the outcome. And so what was the outcome? All this low frequency feelings for hours, all the cortisol, the adrenaline, the angst, and then all the other things that happened during the day. It just went like built up. And so, like, I created that as my reality based on my programs. Because where did I place my focus? On being uncomfortable, not flowing. Like, this is not flowing through life. This is not flowing in, like, you can excel in times of change. This whole thing with Steve, that was another thing. It's like, why he's been here for so long. It's time for him to get healthy. So there's another thing, it's just like all of this coming together. And so these are all the things that I, as a human, through the human experience. And what do? This is where I just flood myself with that liquid compassion energy. That golden liquid compassion energy, let it flow through me. And it's like, okay, I can get through this, right? And that's a tool. And it helped me immensely, step by step as I went through that. But I just realized, like, how putting that all together, I think maybe that was this morning actually that I put all that together. But the point is, it's really being aware, because when you are aware of your programs and know that you can change them, you know that you can change your self-talk, because that is neuroplasticity. So I may have gone long about all of this, but I hope you're getting it. I hope that you understand the power of your brain and changing your programs. This, for me, is not a program I am inclined to change, because I've done a lot of research on all of this. And so this is something that I believe based on my research. So it doesn't really matter about, but what I can change is my programs about how I work with this, and how I see the maybe having somebody wanting me, and I don't really know, but this is the human experience. I want you to see all of me. Like, I don't want to just tell you, come on a wonderful day and this is how things are, and this is how you I can tell you lots of that, but when I get into a pickle, I want you to see that too. I want you to understand that we all go through these things, and we we can blame, like be the victim in this. Like, I'm a victim. This is part of the program, right? I'm a victim of this rehab center that is, because that's the drama triangle. Now I'm in lack. I am totally in lack, right? And I'm the victim of this rehab center. I'm the victim that Steve is of his health. I'm the so like how do you get out of that? You have to. You don't have to do anything, but this is how it's a tool that works for me to move myself out and neutralize those feelings. Just flood myself with that liquid compassion energy. Let it flow through me, and then I can neutralize those feelings. Even if they come back, I can neutralize and re-neutralize and re-neutralize to move myself forward. And then I can become aware of what it is. It's very empowering, because now I know exactly what it is. And it was this morning. I was like, this is, and I could just mark it down. This is what happened. It's my programs, and this is, and these programs created my beliefs, and my beliefs, and it's like, so because we are all working on programs. Through programs, we are programming our brains. Choose the programs you want in your life. So I'm going to read this again, because it's, what are you creating in your life? You are creating your own reality. Just like Steve and myself, we created this beautiful, enchanting garden in our backyard, and I created my outcome of, with what I just explained to you, and the person in the front was uncomfortable with my response, and it wasn't even a response. It was more just the energy that I put off, and I think she got some resistance from others, so it wasn't pleasant. So it's what is it that you want to create? Do you want to create peace in your life? Do you want to flow through life? Do you want to create a beautiful garden? Do you want to have a beautiful car? It's wherever you place your focus. Like, I happen to place my focus on that. Just so you know, I place my focus on, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I came from what I don't want rather than what I do want. I focused on what I didn't want instead of what I do want. I want to see Steve. I want to get help him to get well. I want to bring him nutritious food and supplements that are going to help him. And I wanted to focus on that, but did I? No. So this is what I got. So this is based on programs. This is based on focus. And so I hope this kind of ties into you. And this really has gone longer than I wanted to for October 11th. But I'm going to read it one last time, and it is my intention that you glean from what I have shared, that it's not so much the judgment, because judgment creates separation. And I created separation, which puts you in lack, put me in lack. It put me that I was uncomfortable and all of this. And here, this intention put us in abundance. And look at that. We get to create our own reality. So however, you can change your programs. So if you get that positive self-talk app, and you start practicing the positive self-talk language that Dr. Shad put together, then you get to choose those programs. Just like the program I choose about health and other things, those are mine, and I happen to like those because of all my research and everything. And I'm not going, and that's not something that I want to change based on that, because I feel like I've done my homework. We did my homework on this, and it's another belief, and what was created from this. So where you place your focus, where you place your attention, is where you place your energy. And so place it on what you want, not what you don't want. Use me as an example. Well, Lenny was an idiot, and and she did this, and I'm going to flow, right? So it's about flowing in times of change. It's about flowing through life, and being aware. Being aware. It was like, wow, I had to go through and say, well, what are my beliefs here? Those are my programs. Really interesting, very enlightening. So I hope that's helpful for you. I'm going to read it one last time, and I'm going to read it the way Dr. Shad wrote it. I know I will become what I create in the thoughts I focus on most. When it comes to my dreams, my hopes, and my belief in myself, I choose to dream, believe I can, step forward, and make a difference. That's what I choose to create. What will you create in your life? You create your own reality. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You have a vision. You have your self-talk. You have your belief in yourself. You focus on what you want. You can focus on what you don't want, and you'll get all of that. That's where your vibration, you're vibrating at that. So hopefully that was helpful. I know I've said that about a million times, but it's key to finding peace in your life and really flowing in every area of your life and having success in every area of your life, and really truly creating the life of your dreams, the life that you want. I hope that you will always focus on what you want, more on what you want than what you don't want, so that you bring that to yourself, because yes, you create your own reality. I love you so very, very much. You can do this. You can find your purpose. You can do, be, change, have, create absolutely anything in your life. You are unlimited. You were born with unlimited promise and potential. Yes, you were. And you can do that. As always, shining my light to brighten yours. Chat with you tomorrow. Oh, chat with you later today in just a moment for the 12th. See you later. Ciao.